2 weeks after the Deepwater Horizon blowout, scientists aboard NOAA-funded vessels were making oceanographic measurements at numerous sites surrounding the wellhead location. Some of these measurements produced unexpected results or anomalies and raised the possibility that some of the oil from the wellhead was moving in deep layers rather than rising directly to the surface of the Gulf. Since those early observations, many other vessels have joined in what is now called the Subsurface Oil Monitoring Program. The anomalies that may have signaled the presence of deep layers of oil involve a property called colored dissolved organic matter, or CDOM. CDOM is measured with a fluorometer, which illuminates a water sample with ultraviolet light, then measures the intensity of any fluorescence. Since oil is one of many substances that fluoresce under ultraviolet light, a CDOM anomaly may indicate the presence of oil. CDOM fluorometry is usually measured along with a variety of other properties using an instrument called a CTD. CTD stands for conductivity, temperature, and depth, but typical CTDs are actually an array of many instruments, including devices that can collect water samples for chemical analyses in laboratories. To date, 7 NOAA ships have been involved with the scientific response to the blowout. You can read about these ships and descriptions of individual missions and mission reports at the NOAA Science Missions and Data webpage. This website also provides access to processed and unprocessed data from NOAA's Gulf oil spill science missions. On July 20, 2010, the Deepwater Horizon Joint Analysis Group released a report summarizing preliminary data from 227 sites near the Deepwater Horizon wellhead. Among the conclusions discussed in the report were that repeated oceanographic measurements in the vicinity of the wellhead showed anomalies that were similar to those observed in early May, usually at depths of 1,000 to 1,300 meters. These anomalies are strongest near the wellhead and generally decrease with increasing distance from the wellhead. The minimum detection limit of instruments used during these cruises was approximately 1 part per million of oil, and concentrations of oil below this level are not likely to be accurately detected, although those low concentrations still might be biologically meaningful. On August 16, 2010, the Joint Analysis Group released a second report summarizing preliminary data about dissolved oxygen depletion in the same areas where CDOM anomalies were found. This dissolved oxygen depletion was also found in early investigations around the blowout site, and scientists hypothesized that it might be the result of bacteria consuming oxygen as part of the metabolic process of degrading some of the oil. Conclusions of this report included, at many sites, significant reduction in dissolved oxygen were measured in water layers where oil from the blowout has been observed. Although levels of dissolved oxygen are reduced, these levels have not approached the hypoxic levels that are associated with dead zones. The depth of dissolved oxygen depression coincides with the depth of CDOM anomalies. The dissolved oxygen depressions are most likely due to bacterial degradation of oil from the Deepwater Horizon blowout. We've included 6 lessons in the education materials collection related to biological oceanographic investigations. Signals from the Deep focuses specifically on CDOM anomalies and involves students in analyzing actual CTD data collected aboard the NOAA ship Thomas Jefferson during June of 2010. Now, we always appreciate feedback on our lessons, but we especially welcome your comments, ideas, and insights on signals from the deep, because we plan to create additional lessons or activity guides that use more data from the Subsurface Oil Monitoring Program. As of early October, we have no data about the impacts on deep-sea ecosystems that may have resulted from the Deepwater Horizon blowout. The Keep Away and What's in the Cake lessons explore ways the deep-sea ecosystems can be studied to detect such impacts. Because underwater robots have played a prominent role in responding to the blowout and are a key tool for studying deep-sea ecosystems, 3 additional lessons are included that focus on robotics technology. As is the case with many aspects of the scientific response to the Deepwater Horizon blowout, new information about subsurface oil monitoring is appearing daily. To stay up to date with these events, we encourage you to check out several key websites every few days, And these are the geoplatform.gov Gulf Response Online Tool, the RestoreTheGulf.gov website, and the NOAA Gulf Oil Spill Education Resources website. If you're interested in reports from ongoing scientific investigations, you may also want to monitor the webpage for the Deepwater Horizon Joint Analysis Group, as well as the NOAA Science Missions and Data webpage.